The Idaho Technology Council presents Innovation Matters, a look at innovators, rule breakers, and thought leaders from across Idaho. From our studios in beautiful downtown Boise, here is your host, the CEO and founder of the Idaho Technology Council, Jay Larsen.
All right, welcome to Innovation Matters with the Idaho Technology Council. Today, I'm Jay Larsen with the Idaho Technology Council, and we get the tremendous opportunity to have Jeet Kumar as our guest. Jeet is a multifaceted individual, but more importantly, he is the chair of the Idaho Technology Council and also the CEO of In Time Tech. Welcome, Jeet.
Oh, thank you, Jay. It's a privilege. I'm grateful that I'm here with you. Both in terms of what we do together as a part of ITC, partner in creating this ecosystem and providing a platform where people can really innovate and provide products and services to various companies. And then also being part of this community in Time Tech is a great creation. So I'm privileged and grateful that I got an opportunity to do both.
Well, Jeet, let's focus on this innovation thing because there's two things that I noticed is that you've been a tremendous creator of innovation, not only in Idaho with respect to what you've done with In Time Tech, but you personally. I mean, it's this creation of innovation is kind of something that you have as a part of your DNA, right?
Yeah, and when you don't have anything, when you don't have much in life, you better innovate. It is a mother of necessity at times. And I think in my world, this comes so natural to me, not having enough while growing up around, single mom raised, 4 sisters, no education, so much scarcity. I had to create. I had to create to survive. So my life is all about creating something out of nothing. And I think when you look at the innovation, it goes along with the creativity. See, when you have a creativity mindset, and creativity is not by chance, or when you take the creativity and combine this one with some kind of benefits as a commercialization in terms of, I'm talking about technology and product innovation. But in life, I was quite fascinated. Like I used to play sports and cricket. Cricket was my game. I played a lot of cricket growing up. And when I used to get out, it's a baseball kind of a game. And when you strike out, you are thinking that, okay, next time, why I'm missing out this ball or why I'm doing the way I'm doing and how can I get better? So it's a continuous improvement, commitment towards life that allow you to create. And that requires the mindset of creativity, which you need to really have in your DNA. So why I am the way I am? Because in life, it was required. And then when I grew up, when I became who I became at HP, like when I started my career over there, I always used to think that things can be better. Things can be better in every way possible. So when I look at something, I appreciate, I acknowledge what it is today. But I truly believe innately, and I know this is what makes me so curious, and I talk about the creativity part of it. I always believe that thing can be better. There is still gas in the tank, personally and also system.
Well, Jeet, this is kind of interesting because I've always had this thing, I've called it the Chicken Little syndrome, right? Where you see somebody that walks down the street or somebody that's you've worked with, and it seems like they always have this negative slant on things that are going to happen to them. And so how did you ever have to work on that, or is that just something that just came naturally to you?
Yeah, it come naturally to me because if I was negative growing up, I would have not even had any chance whatsoever to come out from that small village back in India. It was a survival instinct, so to say, Jay. I'm quite fascinated with my my childhood, and I do reflect upon what made me who I am today. So it was always there with me because it was a need of the hour. So if I was negative, I had no chance to have food on the table. I had no chance to have any education, no chance to play with the other kids. If I was negative, they say, okay, go and sit down on the bench, or no one would have given me a chance. So it always has been with me. And it really served me so well personally, and it allows me to serve other people also so well. So it has been always with me.
And I you could always see this, G, because that's always been part of your this really good outlook that you have on life, to be able to make it so you can build and you can help other people out. I have this quote I want to give you. Ask you about, and tell me what your thoughts about it. It's creativity is thinking of new things. Innovation is doing new things.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you can see thinking about new things and doing about new things, right? Creativity is thinking about new things, and innovation is about doing new things. So if you think thinking happens inside, doing happen outside. But if you do without thinking, you don't know what you're doing, right? And so it is kind of they go hand in hand. Creativity is a necessary thing. Innovation will only happen when what you think, you actually convert that into actual thing, which happens outside. So creativity is a necessary element of innovation. But if you are only creative, and if you don't do something with that, then it lives within your head, and it doesn't create anything outside, because when you create outside, that's innovation.
I love that. So if you've got this innovative, be it a doer, I've always sit there, and what I appreciate about you, Jeet, is that you're a doer. Talk about how you become a doer of things, because obviously we just talked about having this really cool perspective of life, right? That you have this really positivity. But how have you become such a doer? Because that's one thing that I've noticed. You get things done.
Yeah. And beautiful, Jay. So I want to leave listeners with few things, and I'm going probably a little slow, and I want people to see if they want to try replicate what I have done in my life. See, if you think about innovation, we can talk about disruptive innovation. We can talk about sustainable innovation, incremental innovation. You can have more of a radical innovation. Like all forms of innovations are possible, but in life, it comes down to process innovation or product innovation. I think what is the difference between those two, whether you look at it internally or externally? Product innovation is something that was not there before, and you created out of them, right? Something which was not there. And when you talk about process innovation, it means something was there, but you made it better. That's process innovation. So for me, I think when you look at what I look at doing part of it, I am a strong believer that you need to look things as a macro level, overall life, and then you come back and look at a micro level, like everyday thing. So if let's say when I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I thought about, okay, what it takes to be an entrepreneur. But then I cannot be an entrepreneur and cannot start a giant company or whatever company which we have been able to build up until now, or whatever we are going to do in the future in a one day or overnight or in a year or two, maybe for that matter. I took it to, okay, what kind of person in those days, I had to become. That's what I used to think. So what kind of books I need to read, what kind of people I need to really interact with, what kind of new learnings and tools and skills I need to develop. All of that I had to think. So you take an entire thing and you decompose into smaller things. And then you really get good at the smaller things incrementally. And that's what you build upon, and then you achieve the giant things.
So this idea of by small and simple things, you do big things, right? I mean, it's always.
That's it.
So you tell me, can you give me an illustration of anything that you've done that in this where you've taken a small thing and make it better, or any thoughts there?
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you think about our company philosophy of creating abundance, right? It was a big giant dream I had, right? Product like creating abundance. And when I initially start talking about this, people say, okay, what does it even mean, Jeet? Like what is it we are talking here? And so what I really start talking about, first, I need to really become that human being who becomes an example, being a role model. So I start looking at my life, my health and fitness, and my relationship with my family members, and relationship with other people, and my skills and tools, my capability. All of that I needed to create an abundance for myself. And that was a process of reading so many books and attending so many seminars and looking at my life holistically and see what areas of my life which was not working, and I had to tighten up all those screws. So you talk about how I took it a small thing. Once I did that, then I start talking about and being that source of that creating abundance for other people, which was like my family members and my friend circle. And when I start talking with them, they say, yeah, sure. But then I say, okay, what about this? What about that? Why not you are reading books? Why you are not doing something else? And coming along with them as a possibility. And that's how, Jay, right now, 1,100 employees worldwide, going through this process of creating abundance, for example, and then abundant coaching, which I do. I meet with people. The dream that I had called macro level of that life can be better for me and better for others, which I really converted into the word called creating abundance. I took it every day, small things, simple things. And now there is a momentum. There is a lot of people start even thinking and creating along with me. So I can think about that as an example out of my life where I innovated so much. And it is becoming now part and parcel of our company for sure. But the communities that I live, and even it's a global movement, that's what I'm experiencing around creating abundance.
Oh, I mean, I actually, that small and simple thing is what you've done. What I've been able to observe is that even with your customers, like you've always say, hey, if we're not doing what we say we're going to do and we're not delivering to you, you don't have to pay for it. I mean, ROI, but that was yeah. And what I was about to say, Jay, that was an innovation. That ROI, return on investment for our clients, or you don't pay. Now think about the innovation. That was not a product innovation, but that was a process innovation. And why it was so? It was like, you can call it a marketing innovation. And let's say, Jay, you and I are friends. If you come to my home, let's say you are good at fixing cars. And if I say, come over there, Jay, no, my car has a problem. The oil and filters need to be, and there's some leakage is happening. And you come and you fix it. And you don't charge anything. Then if my friend expresses his love for me. But let's say if you come over there, you fix it and give me a bill, right? Hey, $210, this is going to cost you. Then it's a business. Right? Yes, we know each other, we can call each other friends, but there was a transaction, right? So what I really did, that the moment money get introduced to something, the real creation take a backseat, or love takes a backseat, and yet money is required to do the business. But if we were committed to creating a possibility and creating abundance for our clients, that's what I've taken on. The innovation which we did, innovative part out of was that if we don't create the value for you, if we don't deliver what we said we would deliver at the time when we said we would deliver, with the quality we said we would deliver, then you don't need to pay. And because of that, honestly, Jay, this year we are going to grow our company by 60%. And it's in the public domain. It's just amazing. Our employees love it. They know that we are not taking our clients for granted, and our clients love it because they know we care. So you could say the secret to your success is this law of abundance, right?
That's all what
it's a win-win proposition, right? I mean, tell us more about this law of abundance how it runs in Time Tech and Jeet Kumar's life.
Yeah, I think what you share is absolutely win-win or no deal. That's how I live my life. Not I'm going to let anyone win at my cost of losing, or I'm not going to win if someone else is losing, or we both are like losing. It's now no good for the life. So win-win or no deal, and we're going to keep talking. But abundance for me it's a human potential, Jay. You can't create abundance to a table and chair or a pen or something, the non-living thing. Abundance happens through living entities. And for me, when I look at the abundance part of it, I just simply see if I can help someone or a group of people to discover the life they want to live, and then create a possibility, a platform or some way where they have a way to live the life they just discovered. So I always say, if you can discover the life that you love, and then live it fully, that life, that's an abundance. Because when people do that, they are not only happy and peaceful and joyful, but they radiate that energy around and create that possibility for other human beings. And that's how you create abundance on this planet.
So, Jeet, this is just so I can kind of get. So, you referenced earlier that you came from a small community in India, right?
Yeah.
And one that probably you struggled for having a lot of the luxuries and everything else. You had to work really hard to be able to get all this, and you had to work to the point where, I mean, there's so many things. If Jeet Kumar writes a lot of books, you guys need to read these books because you'll get a lot of things. But now you come and you bring this. Oh, here's one in. Create. Yeah, I love that. Create an impact. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And as you took a look at this, Jeet, you've come to Idaho through Hewlett Packard, HP, and now you've started this company. And if you look at what's the most important thing we can do in Idaho right now to be able to build innovation and to be able to build a better place for Idaho, what should we focus on?
Yeah. I think when you look at the innovation I talked about, we don't need to create like a smartphone, like sure, Steve Jobs and team but that happened once in a while. And if we are waiting for those big, innovation or product innovations, it's just a long shot for people, and then people get discouraged. If you ask me, what do we need to do to make this place, our community in Idaho, I think we need to start creating a conversation. The conversation that people need to believe in themselves. Just like this guy named Jeet, I believed in myself and my personal constraints and my circumstances and my personal limitation constraint did not stop me to live the kind of life I'm living right now. And I think if I could do this, Jay, coming from all the way from different part of the world with nothing in my pocket and just having a contracting job at HP in 99, I want to create this conversation that there is a hope. If you have a dream or dreams, you should start believing in yourself. And then you need to come to the realization. You need to come to the realization that dreams will not become the reality until, just like you talked about creativity as a thinking, but doing is innovation. Your dreams will become reality until you do something about that. Now, if you have big dreams, you want to play for, let's say, NBA, or you want to go and play for NFL, or you want to become a big giant entrepreneur or create something. That's a big giant, again, goal and dreams. You need to decompose them into small things. And then we need to create an ecosystem where people are talking about supporting each other, enabling each other, empowering each other, giving them those tools and skills that are required, and then holding their hands and carrying them up and giving whatever they need, and creating those possibilities will not only create the ecosystem of technology and product, but also for a better community.
you just said, because you got to have belief in what you're doing so that entrepreneur can flourish, right? And then we provide small and simple things that make it, because the truth is, I wanted to be an NBA basketball player. Jerry West was my idol, and I wanted to be like him, right? But
beautiful.
But I think these things, you look at them, you find small and simple things to make it, and then we can come together.
So I would say dream big, believe in yourself, and do something every day, small step towards that dream. And I think that's how you can achieve whatever you would like to achieve on this planet.
Awesome, man. You are like the simple things that you've given to us, I think, are going to be life-altering for those who listen. So I'm going to listen even more. Thanks for being part of Innovation Matters. We're going to have you more on continually, right? Because you're, as the leader of the free world and also the Idaho Technology Council, we need to have you more on Innovation Matters. Does that sound good? We'll have you soon back on.
No, thank you. Yeah. It's a blessing. Anytime, Jay, and I love to have being continued part of what we have been doing at ITC. But whenever you need me, whenever you want, whenever you see if I can do anything, I feel blessed that I get the opportunity to live this life and being your partner in this creation.
So much, Jeet. Well, this is Jay Larsen with Jeet Kumar coming to you from Idaho Technology Council, downtown Boise. And we want you to know, thanks for joining us today, because in Idaho, innovation matters. Thanks, and have a great spring.
Thank you very much.
Innovation Matters is a production of the Idaho Technology Council. For membership information and to get involved, visit our website at idahotechcouncil.org. Thanks for listening and helping us transform Idaho's future together.